That day, as I said, I was inconsolable, even with my best friend trying to help. I apologize, I'm reading this off of a handwritten notebook. Now, it was also hard to remember over 10 years ago. I remember during this time I was concerned about my ill relative causing incidents, and at some point I ended up hiding, barricading myself in a room. Somehow, all I remember from that is I didn't intend to hide there for all that time. Also that I was supposed to meet with the school for some related to school thing, which was untrue at the all this stuff led up to this night. I was home and it was sometime after school. My grandmother and my uncle were talking about going to the school, saying things without my consent. Things I told them were untrue. They called my best friend a bully. At that moment, everything became too much. I said that I was going on a walk and did not wait for an answer. That was, it was sort of like my demise, to tell you the truth. I was only intended on being out for a little bit of time, but I had just, after being outside for a little while, had realized I'd forgot my keys and my phone was dead. I got so worried, I decided to walk to my school, which was 5 minutes away, to ask them if I can call my grandmother. When I reached the school, though, the college kids were there, and they didn't see or recognize me, even to open the door, because I guess they were busy. So I got even more worried, and I started to lose track of time. And without me knowing it, it became late. After a while, I realized I was in a daze and snapped out of it, but it was too late. I somehow, after walking back to my apartment, got in the back entrance. I was walking up the stairs to get to my apartment and knock on the door. I didn't get that far. I was almost at the final step, though, towards my apartment, when a voice called out for me to walk downstairs. I had realized it was a police officer, so I obeyed. When I was down the steps, he pulled out some photos of me. I was shocked and wondered where he had gotten them from. He showed them to me and asked, "Is this you?" I nodded and whispered yes, still confused. I had told him I was trying to go to my apartment upstairs, but he asked/insisted I go downstairs. I reluctantly followed. My uncle and grandmother were outside, and a police car and ambulance were too. The officer told me to sit in the back of the police car, and as I sat down, I thought, this is rather serious. I worried that somehow they would arrest me. The police officer talked to me, and I'm pretty sure I told him I was just trying to get upstairs from what I had remembered. As I told already, they said I had to go to the hospital. I felt a sense of injustice. I told my family there was no need for all this, and I was fine. I had I was so mad at them for calling the police. I insisted that if I had to go to the hospital, I wasn't going to go with them. I was going to go with no one with me in the ambulance. At least, I believe that's what I said. I believe I asked them if I could have my uncle with me instead of my grandmother. At least. I'm not entirely sure why I chose him. They said I couldn't, though, because my grandmother was my guardian, not my uncle, and I could not go alone.